Hey guys, what's up? Your boy Tay Day is back to give you part 2 of the kids versus the parenting system. And if you guys did not go and listen to the first part, I very highly recommend you listen to the first part. First, it's only about 15 minutes long, and it's a lot of good information. If you did, thank you guys very much. I hope you shared it with any of your friends that have children, or if you have children, I think this is definitely a topic where you can conversate with somebody about and not have to worry about, you can kind of give your own opinion. So it's really a parent-to-parent conversation, and you can talk if you think you like it, if you want to use it, blah, blah, blah. It's all up to you guys as parents to take control, because I believe that it's very important that we establish hardcore rules where we don't let our soft sides play the biggest part when it comes down to children. I believe that when you are handling with children, that they are actually always looking up to you. They're always looking to gather information from you. No matter what your race is, they're always looking to see how you act and how you respond to certain situations, so that so that when they are, in that same situation, or as they grow up and be in those situations, that they will end up, without even having to think about it, they will respond as you do. So if you respond negatively, they're going to expect that is the right way to respond. So always keep that in mind, that you are giving the best, trying to give the best response you can. If you can't, then, hey, it happens. But if you do, then more power to you. I hope you can become consistent at it. I am not any kind of saint when it comes to reacting or responding to conversations or situations, because, I'm working on it. I'm constantly working on it. I want to be the best person I can be for my girlfriend's son, for my future children, all that goodness, okay? So this is the second part of it. I did not have enough time on my first part. It was just about 15 minutes, as I said. This part as well going to be 15 or less. So I want you guys to understand that this part is more educational for the adults, okay? This is mainly for you as an adult to get out of it. So as an adult, I believe that dealing with kids and having a system built behind it helps you become a better administrator, a better worker, period. Because now you can, those same practices, that same thing you're dealing with, especially if you're looking to become a assistant manager or a manager or district, all those levels above. If you're trying to improve yourself and become a higher up, all it is babysitting, okay? I've worked as a general manager before. I've worked with and around different managers, and we all agree on the same thing, okay? When you have to watch over people and manage people in a workplace, it is no different from you managing your children. I would say the majority of managers are people with children, have at least 2 children. Why I say that? And these are the people that are actually good managers. I'm not saying there is no managers that are that don't have any kids that are not good. I'm saying the best ones are, in the majority as well, are people with children. And now let me tell you why I say that. Because when you have children, you always have to manage them 100% of the time. When you're at work, some places they don't care as much, so you don't have to do too much managing. You can kind of go whatever, and you're getting paid to manage these people, but they're just like your own children. That's the biggest thing. The biggest one is that you got to realize that they're like your children now, for real. So you got to make sure they're wearing proper uniform. You got to make sure they're following the rules. You got to make sure they get their breaks. You got to make sure that they clock in and out on time. You got to make sure all these different things, and every new trainee that comes in, somebody has to train them. So whoever is the lead in that position, in that area, is now their big brother. So, that's like your, oldest child. They have to, you as the manager or the parent have to communicate to that older child or that lead to make sure that the other kids understand that what they're supposed to be doing, because they're going to be the least experienced, never done the job before, or they just started, or this is their first job, stuff like that. And the lead has been there for a few years, probably had a couple of jobs that work in the same area, stuff like that. So I want you guys to understand, when you putting systems together, it's just like you would do if you wanted to become a manager. So those two skills, having children and taking care of them and growing them up to be young adults and then putting them out on their own, puts you in a great position to become a leader. My mom, she's a manager, and she thinks it's the easiest job she's had. Why? Because she had 3 boys. She has 3 boys. One's almost 30, one's 26, and then another one's 18. So she's already went through motherhood with 3 different children. So when as her being a manager, they just keep throwing her promotions and giving her more money and stuff because she's doing her job right, but she thinks it's so easy because she's already been doing that. It's not a hard job for her because it's the same thing. Yeah, you have harder times than other times, but that just comes with the job. And I mean, same thing at home when you have children. Some days or some weeks, some months are harder. Maybe some years are harder than the past years. But because everything is growing. So I want you guys to understand, patience is key. Understanding is key. Because you have to understand and be patient with people, because you're going to have to tell them over and over again how to do something, what they're supposed to do, because they will forget how to do things. They will stop doing things. You will have to get onto them, but that is parenthood, right? That's the same thing you would have to do if you was a parent and you getting paid for it now instead of not getting paid for it. Your kids at home, they be eating up all your stuff, man. They eat up stuff, they dirty up stuff, and then they expect you to do stuff at the same time. Then when you're at work, they could be doing the same thing, but you're getting paid to do it. So now you're going to have basically a full-time job for real. You got kids at home and you got kids at work that you got to watch after. So, it gets to become your lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. It's your lifestyle. So don't try to fight the lifestyle of being an adult. Don't try to fight the lifestyle of taking care of kids. Don't try to avoid it, because at any position, no matter if you're an entrepreneur or a manager at Walmart, you are going to have to babysit people. It's going to feel like you're babysitting kids. You're going to have to manage something. So why not accept it and learn the process and make it a lifestyle? Okay, guys? patience and understanding are two of the major things that I'm saying that you will need that will help you flourish. Because if you learn those things and you apply what I said in that last video with applying the systems, the parenting system, then you will grab their attention, hold their attention, and have them understand. At work, they already have they're going to already have a system in place where, you give them, you can write them up, stuff like that. That's all it is. They have that kind of disciplinary system there because of nobody wants to have a bad child and keep them where they're costing you money, and they cost you more money than they are profiting you. So that's what you guys need to focus on when you're talking about kids and worried about your kids. Relax about the kids at home. Put a system together so you can focus more on you and the things that you need to handle, whether it's work, whether it's at home, whether it's just life period. Put a system together. And once that system's in place, just abide by it like it's your commandments, okay? Just stick to it. Don't give up no slack. If you want to give a warning out before you do it, before you give them a disciplinary action on that, giving them strikes. If you're giving them strikes, warnings before they actually get a whooping, the next time they do the same thing, whatever it is, I always encourage that you let your kids know that it's real, so they understand that there is laws and there is order in this house. And they will not like it, but they will learn to respect it. And that's what you really are fighting for, is respect, not for them to be lovey-dovey. Because one day they're going to start realizing, just like every other kid that I know that's around my age that are now successful or doing big things in their life, that's from them getting used to the system, understanding life, it has a system. You have to abide by it, or you're going to get slapped around when you get out there. So abide by the rules. Make sure that these things are taken care of now, so when your child is older, you don't have a 30-year-old child that's coming back and living with you because they can't get their act together when they decide they want to move out of state. They want to do all these things, but they didn't understand all the responsibility that comes with it. So thank you guys for listening to part 1 and part 2 of my videos. Please like it, share it to anybody you think that this will help out, especially for anybody that has kids. I would appreciate it. Make sure you follow and keep track of all my podcasts, please, guys. Make sure I have a Facebook, blog, and pod. Go and like and follow that so you can get my live. That's where I'll do my live posts at, where you can hear and see who I'm talking to, or if it's just me talking, you'll get all that information and much more, guys. Please just let me know how you guys feel about the post. Give me some comments. Let's talk about it, all right, guys? I love to talk about things and get together and hear you guys out. Thank you, guys. Tay Day is out.